Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cloud IT Podcast, right? Where we speak to this is the podcast for accountants by accountants, right? For accountants by accountants. And so specifically, I can't wait to introduce you to Ammie, right? Ammie. So Ammie works with Cloud IT. She is going to blow your minds away, guys. She's going to blow your socks out. Make sure you buckle up because she has so much knowledge and information to share from her 15-year experience of working, directly in this industry. I'm super excited, super stoked for you guys to meet her. Let's get up for Ammie, y'all. Let's get up for Ammie. Let's go, Ammie. Let's go, Ammie.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Hope everybody's
Mhm.
doing good. Very, very
Yes,
excited to be here. Thank you for the
yes,
opportunity, guys. Yes.
absolutely. So, one of the things that Ammie, first off, introduce yourself to the
Sure.
people. Tell them your background.
Yes.
Tell them how we got here. Where did you come from? Just tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. As Steve mentioned, my name is Amy. So my full name is Amardeep Bhogal.
That's it.
But
That's
yeah,
it.
professionally, I am Amy here. Easier for the US people and throughout the world, right? Um, so yes, I have about 14 plus years of experience in tax practice, majorly
Okay.
1030, but doing corp and S corp as well on the sides. So, yes, I'm an enrolled agent as well for the last 8 years now. So, I completed my enrolled agent back in
Come
2017.
on. Yes,
Yes.
Amy.
I- And I've been signing tax returns for these many, many years. So, federal, state, locality. Plus, I'm also a global mobility specialist with a worldwide ERC. So, I did that back in 2020.
Wait a
So,
minute. Wait a minute. Break that down. Break that down. Wait a
yes,
minute now. Break that down. You said a global mobility
mobility.
specialist.
Yes, yes.
Okay. What
So
is that
I
for the people who
yes,
don't know?
coming to it. So I learned how, people on international assignments in or outside the US, how their taxation, payroll, everything works, right? So if you, Steve, for that matter, want to take an assignment in or outside the US, right? So let's say you are going from US to UK, right, which is a
Yeah.
high tax country
Yeah.
per se, right? So what would be your benefits, right? If you want to take your family, what should be the education benefits that a company should offer you, right? Or what should be your, spousal benefits? So if she's not going to work in the US, your partner or your spouse, what
Hmm.
should be additional benefit that you can pick up, right? Talking about foreign tax credits, what are the benefits of taking a credit on the US tax return, or exclusion, or if you open a pension account in the UK, so what would be the financial and tax treatment on that?
Yeah.
So that's something we talk about. Hypo tax calculation. So hypothetically, if Steve takes up this assignment, how much is it going to cost him and the company that is sending him, right? So that is what a global mobility specialist does. They run thesis and scenarios first before Steve and the company take up the assignment, right? We tell you what are the various situations under which you and both the company can take the assignment, what are the cost analysis, right? So that's what a global mobility specialist does. So I was doing it for many years with my job
Uh-huh.
in the big fours, but I thought specialization and a course like this, adds value. So I've been doing, I did it like 5 years back in 2020, and I am current with my license, so I renew it every 3 years.
Go on,
I
girl.
Yes, so it's also like an enrolled agent license. So I do that as well. Plus, I have been part of audits and tax notices as well. I have an active CAF number, so centralized accounting, number with the IRS. So I can call the IRS for my clients, get their situation resolved rather than always, writing letters.
Mm-hmm.
Just call
Mm-hmm.
them, get a solution, get the audit or tax notice resolved, get the refund status if my client is stuck. So I also hold a CAF number since the last 8 years or so now. So that's on the work side. So I have,
Man, we got
yes.
an Amy on our team, y'all. If you don't have an Amy on your team, I feel sorry for you. I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let Amy go because Amy got so much to share. So I want to dig into 1040 for a second. Because
Mhm.
I feel like you broke down the super high level
Right,
mobility, right? How that affects us if we're doing international business and things like that.
sure.
How that affects us in with taxation. But I want to get down a little granular to the basic people.
Mhm.
These 1040s that affects us all here in the US. How what are some of the things that we just look over that's
Right.
that's kind of important in 1040s that we don't necessarily, use or maximize? Like talk to us a little bit about 1040s and your experience and things like that.
Right. So, Steve, a very, very good question. And as you said, a lot of people do not see that in such detail or do not see that as a perspective of, a tax accountant or a tax planner, right?
Hmm.
So, when a 1040 or an individual approaches us or looks for a tax related situation, right? The first thing that we want to get into is into engagement with them, right? To
Hmm.
understand what are their requirements, right? Is it a
Mm.
1 year service, right? Is it a multi-year service, right? And in that 1 year service, what are we want to include, right? Does that individual only have like personal incomes, right? A business, right? These gigs and the freelancers, which is too much trend
Hmm.
these days, right? So these people don't know sometimes that they're making money from the YouTube or the
Yep.
TikTok, whatever
Yep.
people are doing, right? Those are subject to taxation as well, right? So understanding what their model has been of working through and through, right?
Right.
Especially post COVID, right? We understand a lot of people got into YouTube,
Sure.
Instagram, whatever,
Sure.
right? So understanding first what is their requirement, what are the various income sources that they have, right?
Hmm.
Plus making them understand the deductions. So not just telling them that we're going to tax you here and there. You have certain deductions available if you are using your home office, right? You're
Okay.
making these videos from home, so why
Uh-huh.
not take a home office deduction, right? So that's one
Right.
advantage, right? If you're cooking and baking in the same kitchen, some of them are cooking, baking, right? So you can use certain amount of depreciation on your personal assets, right? As well. So why not take
That's a good
that
one.
advantage? Yes.
That's a good one.
So,
That's a good
yes.
one.
So that is one situation. Plus another item which I see more missed a lot at, especially with the people who have other income sources like gigs and freelancing, is they don't know about estimated tax payments, right? Because you
Come on
have
now. Wait. Break that down. Break that down, Amy. Break
yes,
that
yes,
down.
yes. We have 4 quarters which IRS allows you to make payments, right? So
Uh-huh.
IRS isn't mean, no, but they're not behind your money. They give you multiple opportunities, right? They say if you have forgotten once, there's another chance, right? So they tell you in April, June, September, January of the next year,
Mm.
plus again an extension of April. So they give you 5 to 6 opportunities. Why not make these payments so you see your income? And these calculators are not just with your accountants, they're also available on the IRS website, right? So
No
but
good.
get a tax pro, right? Don't wait for the tax accountant in April or March, right? Reach out to them once you realize an income. Let's say I sold some shares, right? And I know it's a huge capital gain, even if not huge. If I'm selling it in June, I know that June 15th is a deadline, or I can reach out
Hmm.
to accountant or a accounting firm and, hey, you know what? I sold these shares. Let me know how can I make payment? How
How
much
can I
can
make my
I make
payments? Yep.
payment? Yes.
Yep.
So these are like common items which I see, not hiring an accountant at the right time, right? Not understanding your
Mhm.
income sources, deduction sources, right? Charitable contributions, right? Telling them that, hey, you know what did you donate? No, that doesn't just answer the question, right? Did you donate clothes or did you donate any goods as well? So those are also subject to certain deductions, right? So those are something a 1040 return would be like the baseline to begin with, and attract the client towards you. But then sky is the limit. The code section is 90,000 page right now, Steve. So you can imagine what I'm
If you
talking
could,
about.
if you, I want the listeners to know that I am quiet because I am listening, and I hope you are too. I really hope you guys are listening to to the game that Amy is really giving us, because a lot of the specific tax people, and not even the tax preparers, but so much as a business owner, you just don't know what to ask, right? You don't know what to do, and so Amy is really telling us kind of exactly how we support business owners. Amy, how do we support businesses? So how do we support accounting firms? How do you support? So if we, you know, as Cloud IT, we work
Mhm.
so hard to be the back office for these accounting firms,
Right,
and these businesses in a financial aspect, whether that's operations, whether that's staffing, whether that's right, you know, all the things.
right.
How do we support these accounting firms? What is the best way that we support them?
Yes. So as you said, the back office, but also the most reliant, the bench, because they know that we are bringing so much talent. We tell them, we are hiring the best of the people.
Come
So
on
to
now.
begin with, Steve, the first item is having a kickoff call, right? To
Mm,
understand what their requirements are with us, right? Whether
good,
type
good.
of returns they have been doing, right? And because of hiring us, I saw that a lot of times when they hire us, they undertake some clients who have these special forms also. So I was speaking to somebody a couple of weeks back, and he told me, you know what, now that you are on the team, I have taken some clients who have trust filing requirements also, or they have foreign filing requirements also. So you can imagine the trust that we are bringing for the clients.
Yes,
They are
yes.
taking up these clients which they never took in so many years of services, right? So the
Mm,
first item is getting that kickoff call in, right? Meeting them, telling them that this is your team, rely on them, contact them, over emails, give them a phone number, give them your, working hours, and telling them that,
mm,
we are somebody who you can rely on anytime, right? So that kickoff call plus the intake process, right? Understanding from them how do they collect information, right?
that's good. That's
Yeah,
good now.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
every business is different, right?
Yes,
So every
yes.
business is uniquely different. Yep, yep, got it.
Some people are still the pen paper guys, Steve, right? They
Lord,
don't want to do online, right? They collect months and years of receipts, right? So
I'm
understanding.
praying for those people.
Yes. So understanding, but those people, we totally understand that, it's too much to go on for them. So getting those translated or transcripted, because PDF and everything, right? So just getting them
Good,
in the
good.
right intake is the right method to go about it. Whether you have a standard questionnaire, whether you have standard Excel templates, or like I said, the pen and paper classic everywhere, right? Still everywhere.
Mm,
So that's one thing I would do, right? Then setting up a right team for them, right? Like I said, if they are hiring such people, they're getting such clients which need those specific services, so I have to remodule my team for them, right? Because they are betting on me, betting on my
mm.
team to get these specialized clients. So getting the right team in place. So first you would definitely take a right team, but if you need specialized services, how much of my time or my team senior team member
Okay.
time would go
Pause
into.
there, pin there, pin there, pin there, because that's good. That's good. That's
Sure.
good. I don't want to overstep what you just said
Yes.
with
Mhm.
it. How do you, if it's so many businesses that we work with,
Right.
and they all require so many different things. How
Mhm.
do we choose our team members? What does that look like? Tell me what that process of choosing the right team, right? You know what I mean? Because that matters, right?
Right.
Choosing the right team, the winning team.
So, Steve, very good timing of the question. I am actually currently in the process where I'm conducting daily trainings for my team so that everybody is pretty much on the same page, right? But again, we all come from different walks of life, and some
Mm,
have longer experience, specialized experience, right? So we maintain our own database, Steve, where we
perfect.
continuously mention what our team comes from, what their training process has been, what type of returns have they worked in the last 6 months, and we keep upgrading it. So we have a team which continuously, looks at, and I'm doing quizzes for my team these days. I'm doing
Uh-oh,
case
uh-oh,
studies for
uh-oh.
them. Yes, so I
Don't
make
give
them
me no
do
quiz.
quiz, and it's purely anonymous. So I'm gonna not, they would not know each other's answer because the
Okay,
questions are
okay.
set up like that, right?
Good, 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 good.
Yes. So we are doing that. So the training is not just one way, right? My staff would come and do demo of a particular software, right? Or they would do a demo for, let's say, estimated tax penalty calculation. So again, then we chime in and we tell them. So that's the, like I said, we specialize. At the same time, we try that everybody should be aware of everything, but we maintain a specialized database where we know this team member has this particular experience. They worked on these forms in the last 6 months to 1 year, right? That's the most current experience that I'm going to talk about, right? So I take data from that database, plug in or push it against my client's needs, because I had a kickoff call with them, or my team had a kickoff call with them, and then set up the team accordingly, right? Plus,
Uh-huh.
we always have controllers and senior controllers like me who would chime in where technical knowledge is needed, right? So I
Awesome.
have my time for every client, every day or alternate day planned, that I have to sit, see how it's going, right? Plus, wherever technical, immediately, ping me. So I can sit with you, fix the return or fix the technical query that the client has been asking. So the controllers have done an exceptional job so far, and we continue to, keep the knot tight, and at the same time allowing our team also to be exposed to the right client service and technology that we are talking about.
I'm gonna say this one more time. If you don't have an Amy on your team, then you missing out. I'm gonna say that one more. I'm not gonna say it again. But no, Amy, that's absolutely perfect because for the viewers, it's important that they know that we don't just randomly put people right. Just
Yes,
because you think you can pass a QuickBooks exam, you think you're a bookkeeper, or you think you're an accountant, or you think you no. We go through a series of tests and rigorous, right? To be able to, to really make sure that the talent that we put on these teams is exceptional talent, and not only is exceptional, not just one time, but we're going through series of training, right? To make sure, because
yes.
to your point, I think you said something. How long you said that book was? 60. How long was that tax book? You said it was really long.
Training? Yes. So we do 60 hours now and
60
around 40
hours. Good.
hours around the start of busy season again. So
Come on
60
now.
to 80 right now. 60 is already planned, Steve, but because of these quizzes and these interesting stuff, it can stretch to 80. And 40 is already going to be a part of the February
Excellent.
time. Yes. So it's going to be more than 100 hours that we plan to do. And I have been doing it for so many years, but continue
Wow.
to
Wow.
quiz them, talent them, question them. I give a homework after every training. So I have
Come on.
them. Yes.
I need y'all to sign up. I need y'all to sign up because not only are we promising you delivery of services, right, at a high level, but we're promising you the talent to be able to do it. And as we know, in this accounting space, especially in the US, right, we are having there's a drought in talent, right? In the US. And so I love that Cloud IT is looking to fill that gap and really be able to do it. And we have people like Amy to deliver that. So Amy, I have a few more questions. Are you okay with
Sure.
that? Are
Yes,
you sure? Okay,
absolutely.
okay, okay. I don't want to keep you too long, but I definitely got
No
a few more
problem. No
questions.
worries at all. Yeah.
Okay, okay, good, good. So Amy, when it comes to 1040 tax, and people are when it comes to
Right.
amendments, um, what are some of the things that people get wrong when they are amending taxes, right? I didn't do it
Yes.
right the first time,
Right.
or I need some things fixed, right?
Yeah.
Amendments is common because I went to a
Yes.
tax preparer that didn't know what they did. Actually, I did
Right.
it wrong myself, right? I went on
Mhm.
TurboTax, and I
Right.
tried to do some things. How
Right.
can we help with amendments? What do people get wrong? Talk to us about amendments.
So very interesting. And that was my topic this Friday for training in my team, but very interesting.
Love it. Love
Yes.
it.
So we did amended returns in a software as well as technical knowledge, theoretical
Okay.
knowledge,
Okay.
right? So amendment, yes. The first item which we see a lot is matching the return, right? So, some of these clients have stock options, right? Which, let's say, any type of stocks or stock options, right? For which they don't know the correct cost basis, right? Because the
Mm,
stock might have been brought when it was a paper stock, right? Those paper time, or they might have become worthless at certain point of time, right? So
mhm.
they go ahead and declare the cost value as zero, or whatever minimal they could remember, right? But there is a way their broker can give them a supplement for that, right? Which most of them do not tend to request for them from their broker. So supplement item shows that they can go back as old as their records and give you the right cost statement of that
They
shares.
didn't know
Another,
that. They didn't know that, Amy. They didn't know that.
yes, supplement is something I see a lot, right? Secondly, like I said, deductions. Deductions, the sky is the limit. There's so many deductions, right? Like if you know these unfortunate disasters which happen throughout the country, right? But some of them are only federally declared, right? So the deduction is for federally declared disaster,
Mm,
not every disaster that happens throughout the country. Of course,
mm,
everything is unfortunate, but what it takes is the federally declared disaster, right? So they have to qualify for the federally declared disaster. How much is their insurance money paying them, right? So they forget that if they've got the insurance, you'll be reducing that from the
that's it.
deduction, right?
That's
So
it. That's it.
yes, so that's one item which I see my clients are like, no, I had $200,000 loss, but hey, you had an insurance payment also, which was sometimes even more than what you lost, right? So that's one item I see people amuse me. Another interesting topic, Steve, is people forgetting state returns or city
Mm,
returns,
all
right?
the time.
Where,
People always
yes,
forget the obligation to the state.
right, but like classic example, if somebody is living in one state and working in another, New Jersey, New York, right? They can get credits, right? Because you are resident of one state and non-resident of another state. So
Mm,
those are common areas which can find where people have not filed at all or not taken benefit of such credits which are available. Cities like Pennsylvania, classic example, where you also have a city filing requirement for at least 80% of the localities in Pennsylvania. So people continue to forget that, right? State
right.
like Massachusetts and New Jersey also have rental deductions. So if you have a rented house or you pay property taxes, there are certain deductions available for those as well. So these are few examples which, of course, like I said, federal code itself is so big. I can't expect them to remember state as well.
I
That's
know
where
that's right.
you know the enrolled agents, we go through it every year. We go thorough exams, right? We do our CPE requirements every year. We brush ourselves. A webcast is on for us all the time, which we are going through now with the one big beautiful act bill which has come up. So we are upgrading ourselves so that if our client comes and asks us what changed for me in the next 2 months, I and
That's
my
so
team are
good.
ready.
That's
So
so
we're going to
good.
do a training for that as well. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say this one last time. I'm not gonna say it no more. I'm gonna say this one last time. If you don't have an Amy on your team, I feel sorry for you. So, last question. I do want to end it. I do. First off,
Absolutely.
this has been amazing. Like the information, you, you probably forget more things that I even know. But the level of authority you speak with in this space is should be applauded. It should be awarded. Um, Thank you for just putting your time and energy and learning this stuff because that really helps us. Um, Last question for cloud IT
Right.
specifically, guys. For cloud IT, where do you see cloud IT being at in the future? How do you see us impacting the global world of accounting? Right. So I want to put your entrepreneur hat on for a second, and tell me where do you see cloud IT being in these next 5 to 10 years?
Steve, I just have to extend it, right? We are
Uh-oh.
already the exceptional service provider. We are one of the top choices, and I think we are already there, right? I just want to, spread our wings a little bit more, right? So for me, I think one space that we definitely want to capture, the first space would be tax planning and advisory, right?
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
a space which needs so much tapping, and it's not just us. I think not many firms are doing that. So if we can be one of the first few, the sky is the limit, right? So that's
Oh,
one area I want to tap, and we are working rigorously on that, right? So how can we help these clients? So for most of them, the disadvantage or the misunderstanding is they start thinking about taxes on 31st December, right? But we want them to think about it in October, September, and
yes, yes,
before,
ma'am.
right? When we can tell you what are the business expenses you can take, right? Reasonable compensation, the QBID losses, right? We want to educate you, right? So that's where the planning comes into picture. Standard deduction versus itemized deduction. How can you bunch them by paying maybe two real estate taxes close to each other? You can take a
Hmm.
bigger advantage, right? There would be, you can always pay it on a 31st and a first, and you can always take the advantage of that, right? So bunching is one more advantageous position I want my clients to be in, right? So like I said, tax planning would be one piece I think we definitely need, right? Education savings plans, they don't even know that they are paying this and these are deductible. When can they be deductible? So these
Mm.
retirement plans, right? Exceptional idea to get your money in the right place and then take the benefits of long term retirement benefits as well, right? So one item is tax planning that I would definitely, I'm working towards it, and I think, I can see the finishing line, the starting and the
I
finishing
got
line.
ideas. I got ideas. I got ideas. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Perfect. I love
The
it.
second I would say is AI, right? And again, we are already there. We are working so hard for it, and we think we've achieved so much. But artificial intelligence in tax, right, which we already are working to get, cost effective and faster solutions, right? We are not looking to replace anybody. Our resources are our family. We are, but we want to look at the cost effective way of doing things, right? If there are resources available, if there are technology available, how can we do, the work papers faster or the Excel calculations faster? Or how can you, prepare a template for them which the client can quickly fill, and
Hmm.
you can just import it into your software, so you're helping yourself, right? So that's one another sector that I want to plan. Yes, and we are already working on it, is artificial intelligence in tax, right? And there is so much scope. There is already a lot of starting points that we have done, right? And the last is rigorous trainings and continuously upscaling your people, right? Your people are your ultimate resources. They will be your backbone always, even if technology takes over.
Love it.
You can always rely on these people. They'll bring you laurels, they'll bring you, fame. My team got a wonderful feedback in the last 2 days, and the smile on my face is the, main reason is the feedback that we receive from some of our clients who are giving exceptional feedback, want to rely on us year on year. So that's one thing, that your people continuously upscale them, strengthen them, which I think, like I said, all three we are already doing. It's just the pattern to do it. It's just keeping on adding those, feathers to your head, right?
Hmm.
That's the only thing I am paying attention on, continuously working, and just changing the model, how we can, like I said, make it faster, better, cleaner, and happier clients and team as well. Yeah.
Guys, I'm so full. I'm so full. Amy has fed us. She has taught us, right? She is the absolute best. Amy, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for joining. I want to say thank you. Your energy, your knowledge, it's such a gift, and that we was able to receive. And so I just want to say thank you to you for
Thank
joining. And the way I'm gonna end it is I'm gonna say this one last time. I think I may have said that before, but I'm gonna say this one last time. If you ain't got no Amy on your team, then I feel sorry for you. So thank you, Amy. We're gonna end it with that. It was an absolute pleasure. Again,
Thank
guys, thank you for joining the Cloud IT podcast, the podcast for accountants by accountants. We love and adore you. All right, guys. See you later.
thank you, Steve. Thank you so much.